Every bride wants their wedding to be perfect. They want to look special. They want to look unique. But what if they have to share the spotlight with 2,000 other brides?
Many people doing the same thing at the same time. Of course it's going to be stressful.
This film follows 3 young Brits as they get married at one of the biggest and strangest weddings ever seen. They're members of a movement known to outsiders as the Moonies and are travelling thousands of miles to the group's homeland in South Korea.
Those are dead, right?
For the first time ever, documentary cameras have been allowed behind the scenes of the movement that's been branded a sinister cult.
We're called brainwashed people, unificationists, Moonies.
They've been given strict preparation for their big day.
The 3 no's: no smoking or drinking alcohol, and no dating.
I am still a virgin. I think for a long time, a lot of my friends kind of just assumed I was a lesbian.
They're matched with strangers from around the world, sometimes just days before their wedding.
This is going to be the first time we meet, yeah.
And will be taking part in one of the most controversial wedding ceremonies in the world.
Stand here and make promises to people we barely know, that's something very important to me.
We didn't choose to be here. We were born into this.
I wouldn't be able to marry someone out of our movement because it's to do with, like, lineage, you know.
In our movement, being virgins is like you're lucky because you're kind of untainted.
These 3 young Brits are all preparing to be married at a mass wedding ceremony in Korea. They're all part of an organisation that has an infamous past and is led by a man they believe is the living Messiah. In the 1970s, Reverend Sun Myung Moon's Church of Unification, nicknamed the Moonies, became notorious around the world. Moon's new interpretation of Christianity caused outrage. Accused of brainwashing, the movement was criticised for its mass weddings where followers were matched with total strangers.
I think it is a powerful, evil organisation.
Their minds are controlled. Although their bodies are there, their minds are elsewhere.
Through these mass weddings, Moon claimed to be purifying his newlywed followers. His vision was that they would go on to produce a new race of sinless children. Those children are now in their 20s and are today preparing to be blessed at a mass wedding of their own.
Every girl dreams about what their wedding dress is going to look like, and to be honest, I never thought I'd go for something that I'm doing now.
In 6 months' time, 22-year-old psychology student Elisa will be one of 2,000 brides tying the knot at a mass wedding in Korea.
There are thousands and thousands of women in white dresses trying to do their makeup and their hair all at the same time. I mean, it's quite stressful. And, you know, I'm sure there will be a couple women wearing the same dress and, so that's why I'm making mine.
Elisa's parents married at a mass wedding in 1982. They have arranged for their daughter to be wed with another young movement member who lives in Eastern Europe and who she spent less than a month with.
My future husband, or the father of my children, a bit ahead of myself. His name's Andy, or Andre, and he's Czech. He's really funny, he's very clever, he's really great.
It's the goal of every parent in the group to have children that continue Reverend Moon's ideal of a pure lineage.
What was your reaction when Elisa first said that she wanted to be matched?
Well, I was very happy because it's what we as parents who have gone through this blessing arrangement hope for our children. We hope that they'll choose to go a path similar to us.
The thing is, I never really thought about veil because it's all a bit tradish, you know what I mean?
Elisa and best friend Holly are looking for the right accessories to go with her wedding dress.
The thing is, if you have jewels, you have to match it up with tiaras and things, won't you?
Feel a bit like a snooker player, isn't it?
Yeah. A mime.
Let's go.
Holly, unlike Elisa, is not a follower of Reverend Moon.
How do you feel, Holly, about your best friend getting married like this?
I suppose it's strange, but I'm so used to it that. Yeah,
So weird. You
it
used
seems
to me being so weird.
Yeah, I'm used to doing odd stuff like this, like running off to Korea to get married and stuff.
As you do.
Yeah.
So tell me a bit about your wedding then. Where is it all taking place?
So the wedding's actually, it's going to be a very big wedding, as in not just lots of guests, but many people getting married.
Oh, right. How wonderful.
Yeah.
So tell me, how does it all work?
They're in the process of building a really big stadium out there.
So they built a stadium for the wedding.
For the
How
wedding,
many
as you
people
do.
can say,
Yeah.
well, actually, they've just built my own stadium for my wedding. That's
exactly.
fabulous.
Yeah.
It's not just the movement's extreme wedding practices that have set Elisa apart from her schoolmates.
This church has kind of really strict rules. No sex before marriage, no smoking, no drugs, these sorts of things.
The one rule I remember being told is the kissing thing about every time that you kiss someone, it kind of takes away a bit of you, and you kind of explained it. I remember you got like a bit of paper, and you were like, it's like your heart or your
Yeah,
it was
like
really
heart.
extreme, and
It
you like
was
ripped
extreme.
off a bit, and in my head I was like, got no soul left.
These aren't the only rules that Reverend Moon's followers are asked to accept. In this rare and astonishing footage, devotees prove their ultimate acceptance of Moon's divinity by allowing him to match them to complete strangers just days before a mass wedding. Moon is now too old to do all the matching, so allows parents to do it on his behalf.
Okay then, yeah. Okay, so from the top.
21-year-old Raymond has been matched by his parents to someone he's never met.
Basically, my parents first told me about her, and I guess her parents did the same.
I put pictures of their face together and looked to see how they looked together. And they just looked right together when I saw that, you know.
Raymond's bride-to-be, Lisa, lives in Korea.
I was thinking, you know, it'd be nice to have kind of some Asian blood in a way, like in my family. I don't know, I just thought that'd be cool. When I found out that she was half Malaysian and Argentinian, I was just like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Although it's been purely a long-distance courtship, it didn't take long for Raymond and Lisa to seal the deal.
Started chatting on Facebook, I think. We took 7 days to kind of think about it and decided to say yes, you know.
So it's 7:15 now. We've got about an hour, so...
Just months before the wedding date, Raymond is about to meet his future wife for the first time.
According to the website, the plane's more or less on time.
By marrying within the movement, Raymond is following in his father's footsteps.
My wife and I were matched in Germany by Reverend Moon, and then we were blessed in 1982. A somewhat similar process, in a sense, you know. From memory, Raymond's only real requirement was that the person should be able to speak English, because he doesn't fancy learning other languages so much. So there's 2 ways she can come out here. So if you wait down this end, I'll go up there and make sure that she doesn't go the wrong way. Ooh, okay.
How are you feeling now, Raymond? Is there any nerves at all?
Yeah, a little bit. Feeling a little bit nervous. Not too much, I mean, yeah. Just be happy to see her.
I mean, this is the moment that you're going to meet her for the very first time.
Yeah. First real life in person.
That's a big moment.
Yeah.
After an hour's anxious wait, Raymond finally sets eyes on his bride-to-be.
Huh?
That's the scream?
That was a scream.
What took you so long?
Stupid immigration.
Good to see you.
Raymond and Lisa now have the daunting task of getting to know each other before their wedding.
Do you like mushroom?
I don't know. I think so.
No, that's so weird.
In 8 weeks' time, the self-proclaimed Messiah, Reverend Moon, will bless thousands of his followers, nicknamed the Moonies, at a mass wedding in Korea. Couples have had partners chosen for them from countries all over the world, including Britain.
Alright, good for you, 100% accuracy for the first 2 shots.
Animation student Sean has been matched with a girl from America who he's only met a couple of times.
She's half Scottish, half Japanese, and she lives in New York.
All the way, all the way.
It didn't really matter so much to me actually where she was from, because I think in our movement we know no one's from like any single country almost, you know.
It was Mum Sharon, herself a convert from the 1970s, that arranged the match for Sean.
It's a big responsibility, you know, to find someone who your son is going to spend the rest of his life with, you know, and you really want it to be the right person.
During her search, another member of the movement contacted Sharon and suggested his daughter, Jessica, as a potential wife for Sean.
She looks beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
At 22, Sean has never had a girlfriend, but he's engaged to be married. It's been over a year since he last saw Jessica, and she's about to visit. Married friend Kenta, also in the movement, has been offering some advice.
Romantic walks in parks and meeting up with friends, movies, different things. Cook. That was actually a really good experience, cooking together. I'd recommend that.
Cool. I think there is a bit of a drawback when you haven't had a girlfriend. I think, you know, you don't really know all the skills that come with that experience, I guess. Because I'm not used to, obviously, organising like nice outings and kind of things, so I think there's a lot of new things to be prepared for, so in that sense, I'm kind of nervous.
You have the worst smile ever.
Jessica has arrived from America.
Alright. No, cool, that's alright.
This is only the second week they'll have spent together during their 18-month engagement.
That's British breakfast. It's a little crispy on the edges.
I mean, like, the first time he came to New York, I was kind of, like, nervous. I didn't know what to expect, but everyone's like, you got a black man from England? Like, I want one. Yeah.
Yeah. Black people.
Do you feel that you both know each other well, or have you still got kind of a bit of a journey to make in your relationship?
I mean, he'll never tell me directly, like, he's not happy with me, like, or what I'm doing, but, like, in my, like, I'll feel it, and then I think that makes me even more inclined to want to hear it from him. Yeah, he's always like, just do what you want, and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not supposed to, like, tell you what to do, though.
No, but you can tell me what you feel about it.
I do that. Sometimes.
Only after we argue about it.
Yeah, okay. Maybe.
Around 500 families make up Britain's unification movement, known to outsiders as the Moonies. Many have come together for their annual gathering.
I want to talk to you today about how our life should be like a peach and not an orange.
The older generation were the first members to be matched to strangers by their messiah, sometimes only days before their wedding. The free-loving youth of the 1970s were inspired by Moon's vision of world peace and dropped everything to follow their new guru. But he demanded complete commitment, sending followers on missions around the world to fundraise and recruit new members.
When I joined, I was encouraged to leave my studies. We didn't sleep in beds, slept on the floor. Almost a harsh separation from everything before.
When I was matched with Monica, she spoke very few words of English, and I probably spoke even fewer words of German. Somehow we managed to communicate.
Moon's control over his followers grabbed the media's attention and led to accusations that he was running a sinister cult.
There was a lot of persecution. They really felt he was a bad man. He was the Antichrist.
The time has come that we must repent. We must fear the wrath of God.
40 years on, the movement is still trying to move away from their troubled past. They now deem the term Moonie derogatory. But Reverend Moon's original philosophy of creating a pure race is still at the heart of their beliefs and continues to be taught to the children born into the movement.
Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about purity.
They're encouraged to avoid distractions that would make them stray from Moon's path, and key to that is keeping their virginity until marriage.
Become a true sister before you find a mister. It rhymes, right? Become a true brother before you find a lover, right? It also rhymes. It's easy to remember. The 3 no's: no smoking or drinking alcohol, and no dating. We don't get into an exclusive relationship because it stunts your growth. You get into this emotional struggle and you're worrying about girls. It stops you from thinking, how can I become better?
It's not an easy life choice, that's for sure. And if you just follow it because your parents do, then, I mean, wow, you're a bit kind of easily led, I'd say. Yeah, because it's quite tough, yeah.
But all the brides and grooms-to-be preparing for the next mass wedding have chosen to follow this path.
I take it then that you've had no sexual kind of activity?
No, yeah. No, I haven't had any sexual activity.
I mean, I am still a virgin, and it certainly was tough at school. I think for a long time, a lot of my friends kind of just assumed I was a lesbian or something, you know.
Being at school, people talk about it a lot, and people talk about sex, and you don't really know whether they're actually having sex or they're just saying it.
You know, I really wouldn't have it any other way, and I'm really grateful for that.
Over the last 2 weeks, 21-year-old Raymond has been getting to know his wife-to-be Lisa. Although abiding by the movement's rules, they haven't kissed yet. To make their commitment to the forthcoming mass wedding official, they must sign a matching agreement.
Is
this print?
Print means, like, you should do it in capitals, like each letter.
Okay.
And as purity is so important to Reverend Moon, part of the contract states that they must refrain from any sexual relations until after the wedding.
Does this mean that there's no turning back now?
I guess.
Yeah. Before coming here, I already felt it was right, and coming here was like to be more sure. But me personally, I don't think it would change my decision.
already before she visited, I was very committed, you know. I mean, you know, it could have even been possible that we wouldn't have been able to meet before we got blessed, you know, and that would have been fine. Cool.
What about this eggnog?
Yeah.
The eggnog, you can get that?
Elisa's fiancé Andy is visiting from the Czech Republic.
So what sort of things we can get here?
Reverend Moon expects his followers to be able to love anybody, despite how they look. If you're physically attracted to your partner, it's a bonus.
He's pretty fit. It'd be a bit weird if I didn't find him attractive, so I don't mind saying I think he's very attractive. I mean, I've been quite lucky. I think from day one, yes.
Of course, people would often say, like, it's on the inside that matters and so on, but for me, whether it's because of a man or not, it's very important. So, yeah, and Elisa is a beautiful girl. I'm very attracted to her.
There are still quite strict standards, and we do hold hands, and we do give each other hugs, you know, and I've given her a couple kisses on the cheek, but, you know, more than that is kind of pushing it.
Is it tough as you spend more time together to resist it getting physical?
It's certainly difficult at times, but, you know, you've waited 22 years for this moment, you can wait a couple more months, you know, yeah.
The couple will have to wait until after the mass wedding before getting any more intimate.
And are you looking forward to taking a relationship on?
Yeah, of course I am. Yeah.
With a mass wedding approaching, thousands of Reverend Moon's followers, nicknamed the Moonies, are preparing for their journey to Korea.
Wow.
Not bad, eh?
Lovely.
I don't know, do you think it should be that tight?
Elisa is making the final touches to her homemade dress.
It didn't look like this about a week ago, did it, Kish? No. It was literally in pieces, so we've kind of worked quite hard. Couldn't have done it without her. I mean, out there they give you gloves and a veil.
Which you don't want to use.
Which you don't want to use, Keisha says.
Do you mind being told what to do on your own wedding day?
I mean, I don't really feel... I don't know. I don't know if it'll be the feeling that you're told what to do on the day. In a way, I think I won't mind being told what to do because, you know, if there are 1,000 brides, you know, running around, you kind of need direction. You know, we are women. You know, I choose to be there, so they're organising it. I'll let them do the organising and I just show up with all the trimmings. You know.
So we need to get you up there.
Whoop.
Is it even all the way around?
Yeah, you need to check.
For Mum Linda, mass weddings are vital to Reverend Moon's world vision.
We're very happy that she's been willing to participate in this kind of meaningful event. I think it's a very meaningful event. It's marriage for not just for themselves, but for the sake of world peace.
How does it affect world peace?
To have many couples joining together, pledging themselves with these ideals, I think that it is an actual physical phenomenon. I think it can affect the spirit of this world.
It was in his home country of Korea that the 15-year-old Sun Myung Moon says he was visited by Jesus. Moon says he was given the task of continuing Christ's unfinished work on earth. Today, thousands of young couples are flying into Korea from 54 countries around the world to be married by their 92-year-old Messiah. Jessica is waiting for husband-to-be Sean to arrive from London.
Hello. Hi. You made it. Last one, huh?
Is it good to see Jessica?
It's alright. It's definitely good to see you again. Alright.
Watch yourself.
It's been 3 months since Elisa saw Czech husband-to-be, Andy.
Hey.
Hello, girl. How are you?
Late.
Am I?
Baby, I missed you.
Baby.
You seem smaller.
No.
Did you lose weight? Then also my mother's here.
Stage managing a wedding with over 25,000 guests takes a small army of administrators. Coaches await to whisk the couples off to a hotel north of the city. Upon arrival, every couple has to pay £2,000 for the all-inclusive wedding package.
It's a long process, a lot of patience you need. You need a lot of patience.
You're in room 3211?
With so many guests, it's going to be a tight squeeze.
We don't get a key, do we?
I think the key's already been given out.
How many people in the room?
8.
Yeah. This is the honeymoon suite. We'll sleep on futons, which is pretty standard Korean custom. Now it's starting to set in, and I am starting to feel a bit like a bit nervous. Just because there will be so many people. Well, there it is. Looks really wrinkled.
With the huge amount of brides and grooms arriving, check-in will continue through the night.
Ah! Jesus, what do I do? Don't! Can't do that! Okay, sorry. Koreans are fast people. Alright, who's coming in? Oh, here we go. Wow. Oh my god, we're in Asia. Everything's on the floor.
The mass wedding will take place in the Korean mountains at the Cheongshim World Peace Center. It's taken 3.5 years to build, at a cost of £137 million. It's only a small part of the movement's huge property portfolio around the world, part funded by followers, who are each asked to donate 10% of their earnings. In 1982, controversy over Moon's personal income led to an 18-month prison sentence in the US for tax evasion. This did not stop the movement's expansion. Today, it has become a multi-billion-pound business empire. Back at the resort, Moon's new generation of devotees are attending lectures to prepare them for married life within the group. Lectures are in Korean.
Your parents and God overcoming any barrier.
Foreigners have to rely on a live translation.
Even though one couple are from same nationality, but basically men and women are different. There is a book, yeah? The man is from Mars and women from Venus.
It's a little bit more difficult just because it's in Korean, and I don't know, it was kind of more interpreted, not translated as such. It wasn't so simultaneous.
They gave us an exercise to do like a love language quiz, and I found out that Sean loves to receive food as gifts.
It's an important discovery in this, you know, I think. Yeah.
Do you think you've still got quite a lot to learn about each other?
Yeah, we were just talking about that. I mean, I'm sure once we make the adjustment from like long distance to moving in together, it would be a big adjustment. It's alright. No problem.
Most couples attending the wedding have been matched by their parents in advance. But as this revealing footage shows, although Reverend Moon is now in his 90s, he still matches a few young followers to total strangers just days before a wedding. This year he will match 200 followers who've travelled to the ceremony without a partner, including 20-year-old Naomi from South London.
Like, for me, it was a really big thing to have, like, I guess, the Messiah match me. It's been my dream since like forever to, with someone else, like with a partner, kind of create a family that can work.
Okay, this is Kazuhiro Fukushima. Yeah, we got matched on Tuesday, so 3 days ago, I think. He's 21, I'm 20. He's Japanese, I'm English.
Once they're married, Naomi and Kazuhiro will have to decide whether to settle in England or Japan.
He's not so fluent in English. We get by through sign language.
Can you see from an outsider that that's quite a big thing to do, to get matched to a stranger?
Yeah. Definitely. I think anybody, like, I guess not within the movement would think it's a little bit crazy, you know. I mean, thinking about it, like, what kind of person like travels across to the other side of the world and says yes to anybody, you know? So it is weird.
Good luck. Please be happy. Yeah.
Thanks. Arigato.
With just hours to go before the wedding, regulation veils, gloves and scarves are handed out.
I guess you're supposed to put it on, something like this. I don't really know how to do this. I don't know. Something like this. We'll figure it out tomorrow.
It's so ridiculous.
No, I like mine better.
I think they're a bit pointless and a bit tacky.
I just want to know how much do you guys get?
For the less prepared brides, there's an on-site wedding dress shop.
Is it easy to sit in the bus?
Maybe she has to like hop, you know. There are some girls who are planning all-nighters, basically. I think the Japanese group get to do their makeup at 11 o'clock tonight and their hair, so they have to stay awake or find some way to sit sleeping. And then the Western group get their makeup artists at about 4 o'clock this morning. I decided to do my own because I can control it, and if you have to try and say, oh, I want a smoky eye to a Korean lady who has no idea what a smoky eye is in English, then good luck with that.
There'll be little sleep tonight as 2,000 couples gear up for the biggest day of their lives.
It's quite surreal in a sense that it's like, you know, you've been waiting all this time and it's like, oh, it's tomorrow.
Thousands of couples from around the world, known to outsiders as Moonies, are about to be married by the 92-year-old Korean man they believe is the Messiah.
The thing is, you're putting foundation on. You're putting
Putting cake on, man.
No mirror this time.
Sean is here from London, ready to marry his American bride.
Looking forward to seeing Jessica in a dress because I haven't seen it before, actually, at all. So, yeah, should be a good, nice sight to see, actually. Yeah.
By 2 o'clock, we were showered, and then it's about 3:30 now, and
4:30. It's 4:30.
oh shoot, it's 4:30, and we're supposed to be meeting our men really soon. Oh, shoot, I still have the tag on here.
So many. I know, it takes a while. I'm sorry.
What do you think Sean's going to think?
I don't know. He's gonna be like, "Who are you?" Yeah. We're not really the dress-up types, so I don't know. We'll see.
There's a strict dress code for the 2,000 brides. But Elisa, who's here with her mum, has decided to rebel.
I think most of them have a veil on.
Okay.
It would be lovely tucked underneath your hair in the back, or just underneath.
I want to wear it really.
Oh.
But you'll make me, so.
Why does everyone have to wear a veil, Linda?
Well, no, but you don't actually. We had a long conversation about this.
You don't have
last
to.
night. You don't.
You don't
There's no
have
traditional
to.
value. Actually, we were talking about this. How in Christianity, having a veil is very important because you shouldn't really see the bride's face before the wedding, or before you get married. But it's interesting because they don't have this massive no sex before marriage. So I said, well, as long as I'm not showing him other parts, he can see my face. So, well, you know, veil has no value
anyway,
really, in the ceremony.
Most of the others will be wearing veils.
Yes, I don't have to wear what everyone else is wearing.
All right. It's fine.
Do I? I mean, there's already a few.
Elisa's Czech fiancé Andy has yet to see her homemade dress.
I will have to be very careful not to look at other brides too much, because then Lisa will get the wrong idea.
Ready?
Beautiful.
Good answer.
It's a beautiful dress. Oh, Elise.
Around the hotel, thousands of couples are seeing each other's wedding outfits for the first time.
I got this thing. Look at you. Can you recognize me?
Yeah, like, who's this?
Oh my god, I've never seen him look this fly. So good.
You're better at this.
I can't believe you put this together.
The official wedding photographs come before the blessing. The cameras have to start flashing at 5 a.m. to process up to 500 couples an hour.
I don't like that one. No. Wherever, they're all the same. Yeah, of course, this photo's very important. We'll have many photos together, so it's not the end of the world if it's not the best one. Alright, okay.
A fleet of buses is needed to transport the excited couples to the wedding venue.
Come on with it.
Need some help there?
Breakfast has been laid on Korean style.
What else are you going to do for 40 minutes?
Some sleep, right?
It takes nearly 3 hours for the mass of brides and grooms to find their designated seats.
Are you sweating?
Squatting.
Sweating.
Sweating.
You're okay, right?
There are 3,000 couples here today. 1,000 are from the first generation who have come to reaffirm their vows.
This is a day of celebration of marriage on an order of magnitude that one doesn't find anywhere else in the world. By modern standards, no other church has ever done anything like this.
It's pretty incredible.
Watched by 25,000 spectators in the stadium, thousands more will get married via satellite as the 90-minute ceremony is beamed live to movement centres across the globe. wedding vows will be given by the man the movement believe has been appointed by God to lead them.
It is now time for the officiators to enter, the true parents of humankind and the King of Kings, and the officiators for the blessing ceremony in the era to open the gates to the victory, liberation, and completion of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. The Reverend Dr. Sun Myung Moon and Dr. Hak Chahan Moon will now enter.
열렬한 환호와 박수로 환영하여 주시기 바랍니다.
Please welcome them with a warm applause.
He seems like just an old man, an old Korean dude, you know. Reverend Moon to me is the Messiah.
We will now conduct the holy water ceremony.
The opening ritual sees the couple sprinkled with water, blessed by Reverend Moon. He believes it will cleanse his followers before their marriage.
Now, everyone will be asked to affirm the vows.
The moment comes when the couples exchange rings and agree to commit to each other.
Who can say, I guess, like, what is love? I guess it's a word that's thrown around a lot. I mean, I would say that I love her, definitely. For me, it's something quite strong.
The exchange of rings shall symbolize your commitment in upholding the eternal tradition of true love, true life, and true lineage.
I think trust is really important, to be able to put something you value in someone else's hands. I get that feeling with her.
Now I feel like Andy and I are soulmates.
You make my skin look really squishy.
I'm really looking forward to being in love with him more and sharing all those experiences together.
그대들은 참부부가 되어 앞으로 자네들을 뜻에 맞게 양육하며
형제!
The couples are now man and wife in their Messiah's eyes. Some followers, such as Naomi, showed exceptional faith and arrived in Korea without a partner. She and the others who have been matched to complete strangers have been rewarded with the rare honour of performing a dance in front of the Reverend and Mrs. Moon. And finally, it ends with Reverend Moon wishing his followers a long and lasting marriage.
하나님 억만세
Quite surreal to finally to be like we're not matched anymore, we're blessed.
Yeah, I think we'll wake up after a good sleep and then
And we're like, whoa, what happened?
I'm happy, and yeah, just happy to have made it. It's a blessing and to have been blessed.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of lost throughout half of it. I didn't know if my radio should be in, if I should be praying. I didn't know.
Yeah, this is the start of the rest of our lives together.
Stand here and make promises to people we barely know, that's something quite, very important to me. Because if you're willing to take out that much and risk that much, then hopefully something comes from it. I mean, I hope for the best, you know. And it did feel right, the whole experience.
And have you had your first kiss yet? Not yet. Waiting for a special moment.
This could be the moment.
No, not on camera. You can give me a kiss on the cheek. The end.
After a long day, the newlyweds return to their hotel. But unlike other married couples, they'll be sleeping in separate rooms tonight, Their purity will have to stay intact for a while longer, as Reverend Moon requests they abstain from sex for another 40 days, to pray about what they believe is their holy marriage.
Those are dead, right? Oh my gosh. Oh, those are dead, right?
On their last day in Korea, the couple start their unconventional marriages with a meal to remember.
No, let it go!
Raymond and Lisa will be visiting relatives before returning to live together in Britain.
It means obviously more time to talk as well, and to, yeah, definitely strengthen our relationship and get to know each other a lot more, yeah.
Oh my God.
Jessica is returning to America to finish her studies, but will be moving to London in 3 months' time to live with Sean.
But you know, most couples who've just got married go off on a big honeymoon.
I don't know, I think everyone's course is kind of different.
I don't know. Haven't been in like many relationships, so it's like even a date is kind of nice.
Despite their strong physical attraction, Elisa and Andy are determined to respect Reverend Moon's request for 40 more days of abstinence.
It's basically just a final condition, just that you can start off your blessed life in the right way, with the right motivation and mentality, instead of getting blessed and jumping straight into bed with one another, which I'm sure so many people would do if they had the chance. So, not this time round, but it's going to be a good summer. Wink, wink. Sorry, wink, wink.
I have to wink.
Don't need to wink then. It's going to be great.